Hello guys, welcome to Valeto's Mass Academy. It's nice to have you all back in. Okay, today we'll be looking at equations. If you have followed us from the beginning of our lectures, you will see we've gone a very long way. And it's time to come into equations now. Yeah, I know most students of mathematics, when they hear equations, they get scared. Trust me, like every other topic we've handled in this class, equations will be made easy, very easy for us all. Okay, so we'll dive into the class without further delay. We're starting with linear equations. In this class, we'll be looking at linear equations, and in further classes we'll look at simultaneous equations and quadratic equations. Okay, but for this class we'll start with linear equations. Our objective for this class is to define and identify linear equations, to solve linear equations using inverse operations. Then we'll check our solutions by substituting our answers in the equation. That's the beauty of mathematics. You can always check yourself to know if you're correct. Then, as usual, we have practice questions involving linear equations. And then, in the end of this class, you have the opportunity to use our interactive task as a practice technique. Okay. A linear equation is an equation with the highest power of the variable as 1. That is, when we say power exponent, remember what we learned in our indices class. Power, we can either say exponent, or power. Yeah, so when we say x raised to power 2, for instance, that is x exponent 2. So this is power. So we are saying for linear equations, the highest power of the variable x can only be 1. And when x is raised to power 1, we don't need to write the 1. Okay. All right. And when plotted on a graph, a linear equation forms a straight line. Example of linear equation: we have x plus 3 is equals to 7. 2x minus 1 is equals to 9. This is a linear equation. Okay. All right. Let's take some examples as usual. Okay, if we want to look at all this here, these examples, if we're told to find x, for instance, it's as simple as ABC. You just make x the subject of the formula. So we say x plus 3 is equals to 7. You find x is now equal to, you take matching terms, 7 minus 3. Remember I told you in previous classes that when an integer crosses over the equal sign, it changes, the sign changes. So we have x is equals to 4. Okay. The second one, 2x minus 1 is equals to 9. This means that 2x is equals to 9 plus 1, and 2x is equals to 10, and x is equals to 5. Okay, so that's linear equation for you. Believe me, any linear equation you have and you follow this format, you arrive at the answer. It's as simple as that. Mathematics is the simplest thing you can do in life. So we have example 1. Solve x plus 5 equals to 12. We apply the same format we just used. X plus 5 is equals to 12. You make x the subject of the formula, since that's what you are looking for, and you take the matching terms or like terms. You move plus 5 to the other side of the equation. So if you move that, that will now be x is equals to 12 minus 5. The sign changes, remember. Once it crosses the equal sign, it changes. So 12 minus 5 should be 7. So x is equals to 7. There you are. As simple as ABC. Here we make mathematics look like a piece of cake. Okay. Example 2. 4x is equals to 20. Here x is equals to 20 over 4 and x is equals to 5. As simple as that. Believe me, every topic in mathematics is simple. It's you that just needs to pay attention and understand it and let it understand you too. Okay? All right. So that's linear equation. We'll look at one more example. Solve 3x minus 4 is equal to 8. We follow the same pattern. It's just the same thing. 3x minus 4 is equals to 8. The first thing you do, make x the subject of the formula. Make x the subject of the formula and you take your matching terms. So we say 3x is equals to 8 plus 4. Since 4 is crossing over to the other side, it changes the sign. Then we say 3x is equals to 12. And then x is equal to 12 over 3 is equals to 4. All right. Now, you can always check your answers. If you want to know if we are correct, they say x is equals to 4. You substitute 4 for x in the original equation, which is 3x minus 4 is equals to 8. So if that is true, we say 3 brackets x is equals to 4. We put 4 there. Minus 4 is equals to 8. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12 minus 4. Does it equal to 8? 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. Okay, so that means we are correct here. All right. So we have practice questions as usual. We'll just pick some of them. They are all the same thing. They are all easy. There is nothing that is difficult. But if you find anyone difficult, please say so in the comment section. So let's look at this number 10. Looks like the only one that might give you an issue, but there's no issue anyway. So if we look at the number 10, which says 6x minus 4 is equals to 14. Make 6x the subject of the formula and take the matching terms. It will now be 6x is equals to 14 plus 4, and 6x is equals to 18, and x is equals to 18 divided by 6 should be 3. Okay, as much as possible, avoid using calculators in mathematics. Your head is as good as or better than any calculator you can think of. You just have to find a way. I'm not discouraging you from using calculators, don't get it wrong, but there are some exams you have to enter and they will ask you without the use of calculators. That means that there are ways you can equally solve those things without the need of calculator. So apply calculator only when it is necessary, either to confirm your answers, or maybe the figures are just too much, or because of time. Okay, but for me, I don't press my calculators except I have to, or except because old age is coming in now. So sometimes out of old age, I just press calculator. All right. Okay, that's by the way. We come back to the lecture. Let's see this number 1. X plus 4 is equals to 10. So we say x is equals to 10 minus 4 and x is equals to 6. Okay, these are not things you need calculator for anyway. We look at the number 2. X minus 3 is equals to 9. x is equals to 9 plus 3, and x is equals to 12. Okay, it can be x, it can be y, it can be z, it can be any letter to represent the variable in the equation. Just apply the same process, the same format, the same formula, whatever you call it, you arrive at the right answer. Okay, maths is very straightforward. All right, so we have our interactive task. This is a true or false question. The solution to x plus 5 is equals to 12. Is x equal to 7? Yes, no, true, false. Fill in the blank. So you are expected to solve for x. X minus what is equals to 8. Okay, and we say x is equals to 13. All right, this is just a common sense question. I just create these questions to like a game for you, so that it keeps you active and it builds your confidence on the topic, showing that you have understood the topic. And I encourage people to always say something in the comment section. Show me your answers in the comment section. This tells me how well you are developing. All right, interactive task 3. What is the value of x into x is equal to 10? Interactive task 4. Remember, you can always pause the video, copy out the question, solve the question at your own pace, and then continue the video. If I speak too fast for you or too slow, you can also adjust. There are technologies to slow down or fast forward the recording as to fit your own understanding. All right. Number 4, match the equation to its solution. Yeah, this is a matching question. So what I expect you to do in the comment section is to say a is equals to 1 or 2 or 3, whatever the answer is. Okay, b is equals to, and c is equals to. You just put the correct order. Okay. Number 5, if x is equals to 4, does this satisfy 3x minus 2 equal to 10? So in this class, I've been able to let you know a little or as much as you need in linear equations. So we say linear equations. Remember that linear equations are equations that involve variables to the power of 1. If the variable has anything higher than 1 as an exponent of power, then it's no longer a linear equation. It can either be a simultaneous equation or a quadratic equation. Then use inverse operations to isolate the variables. Okay, verify solutions by substituting back into the original equation. So when you solve for x, you get the answer. You can check your answer by substituting the value for x in the original equation. The regular practice improves speed and accuracy. I can't overemphasize on this. You have to practice. If you do not practice, you either forget or everything that you know might even you cease to know what you know. So you have to practice and practice. Take as many questions as you can from any textbook available to you. Mathematics is the same everywhere. Solve as many questions as you can, and with time you'll become perfect or close to perfection. All right, thank you guys for this lecture. See you in the next video.